What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Kaspa, and Kaspa mining is changing forever. So when Kaspa first released, it was CPU mineable, and then a GPU miner did emerge, followed by the FPGAs, and now we are rocking ASICs. So it went from the kilohashes to the high mega hashes, low gigahashes, to even higher gigahashes, to a lot higher gigahashes, and now even the terahashes. So moving forward, in order to mine Kaspa, you are going to need an ASIC. Yes, you can still mine it on the other hardware. It just doesn't make sense to do so, even if you have free power. Now, an ASIC stands for Application Specific Integrated Circuit. And what it is designed and wrapped around one purpose and one purpose only: mine that single algorithm. In Kaspa's case, it is to mine K heavy hash, and it is to do it the most efficiently way possible. Now, on top of mining with ASICs, due to the evolution of the more hashing hardware that you are getting, pools need to update their ports and support all this extra hash rate. A lot of them haven't done that yet, and that's what we're going to look at today. I'm going to be moving over my ASICs right now. So I do have a KS0 right there, two more KS0s hanging out over here, and sometime in the next couple days I should have a KS1 and two KS2s showing up. So I'm going to be pointing these over to Hero Miners. Now, if we head on over to mining pool stats, we can see in 7th place, we do have HeroMiners.com, currently sitting about 418 terahash. And here is the big kicker: ASIC support and free payouts. Now, I'm not really concerned about the free payouts. Kaspa is fairly cheap to send, but the ASIC support is a big deal. So I would like to thank Hero Miners for sponsoring this video, and at the top of their Kaspa pool website, we can see Kaspa pool ports have been updated to accommodate KS3 and KS3L ASICs better. More details about mining ports, click on this, it'll bring you to this page, and we can see the different stratums and ports here. So our normal stratums are here, but the big deal are these ports that we're going to use. So they have a GPU FPGA port, there's the NiceHash FPGA ASIC KS0 port, and then we got the KS1 KS2 port, and then the KS3 KS3L ports for the big boy ASICs right there. And getting the proper difficulties right off the get-go should add a little more profitability and get your hash rate a little closer to the average that it should be. When it's wrong, you are not hashing as fast as you should be. So if your ASICs are in the mail or just showing up, I will show you how to actually point your Kaspa ASICs over into Hero Miners here. Okay, so I have my three Kaspa KS0s here all set up. So currently the first two are on Kaspa pool. There's 1 and 2. And then I got this one here. I default reset it. It's all on stock settings, so I can actually show you from scratch. So the first thing I ever do with any ASIC is get rid of all the backup pools. I find out they usually give me headaches moving forward. So I just get rid of everything, and I only run one pool. I do check my stuff fairly often to see if anything's down. So, you know, if you go on a business trip, maybe you want to set up a backup. But at least for these Kaspa ASICs especially, setting up additional pools causes your hash rate to kind of go all over the place. I don't know if it's been fixed or not, but that's just what I've been noticing. So I'm getting rid of everything here, and we're only going to run pool 1. So we're going to go into where we actually look at our pool, and we need our stratum. So I am going to use USA West. Use the closest stratum for you. We're just going to take this, copy this, but we are going to be swapping out this port 1206 and moving that over to the KS0, which is port 1207. So it should be pretty simple to remember here. So I'm just going to put this in and then go port 1207, and then I'm going to keep this as is. This is my default worker name. That's your normal Kaspa address. Make sure you change this out of default stock, because then you'll be just mining to Ice River's wallet, and they would love it, but I'm sure you wouldn't. So I'm just going to copy this go into my latest one and just paste that in so I can change my worker name to KS0 and then 1, because this is my first actual one that I reset based on where I have everything. So that's it. So I'm going to come back into here. I'm simply going to copy this over to all of mine now. So we're just going to get that, paste it in, get this one, paste it in. That is it. We are pretty much done. Now, I don't think you need the stratum here, so I'm going to try it out. And if it connects, you don't need to add the stratum TCP and all that. Some miners, you do need to add that. But we're going to see if we actually need that. I don't think you do with these Kaspa ASICs. And you don't need a password as well. So everything is set up now. So let's just double check here. Here is our stratum here, us.kaspa.herominers.com. Ignore the port, but this is copied when you originally copy it. And then just swap the port over depending on the ASIC that you have. In this case, it is the KS0, so I am using port 1207. And if you got the KS1 or 2, you're going to use 1208. And if you got the KS3 or KS3L, you are a baller, and you're going to use port 1209. So at this point, I'm just going to save it. I'm going to go to the next one. We're going to save it. We're going to go in the third one. We're going to save it. Now we're going to hit all the OKs here. And just like everything with these Kaspa ASICs especially, I like to restart them after that. Once you hit the save button, all these parameters will stay. Nothing will change at that point. So I'm going to hit the restart on this one, restart on this one, restart on the final one here. There we go. That's it. So once these are done rebooting, we're going to wait about 5 minutes, and then we'll check the pool and see if anything is detected. All right. So we do have confirmation now, because I know a lot of you guys have actually been asking me this, and I didn't really know the answer, but it looks like you do have to add the stratum and TCP and everything in front of your mining address, because here we can see it's been on for about 4 minutes and 5 seconds. We have 0 accepted shares, nothing going on here, abnormal hash rate, and nothing is yet detected at the pool. So right now we can clearly see it is not working. So I'm just simply going to change this by adding that in front. So key note for everyone that ever had that question, because I know I was actually kind of curious about this and never actually tried it until now. So now we have video proof that you do need this in front of this in order to mine on these Kaspa ASICs. But I'm simply going to add this to all of them right now, right in front here. And then I will do a quick save and reboot, and then we should begin getting hash power and everything at the pool. So I'm going to save this again, save again, save again. There we go. Okay, hit the restart button. This one, we're still waiting on that one. So okay, hit the restart button. Yes, restart. And now I'm just waiting for this one to do its thing. This dashboard looks like it's a little bit on the slow side. So we got that in there. Just going to double check the save here. Yep. And then restart. All right, there we go. So we're going to come back in another couple minutes and see if we start seeing some hash rate. Okay, so I am 1 minute, 7 seconds in, and we got our first accepted share, and we are using that stratum plus TCP. So we can confirm we are now working. I'm just going to let the refresh go through on a couple of these miners here, and then we're just going to go check the pool and make sure everything is working there. But right now it is looking like all our miners are getting accepted shares, so everything's looking all good. Now we just got to wait a few minutes, and it looks like the pool just detected it right there. So everything seems to be working fine now. It's time to get some more profit. So now that we're all connected, some of you guys may have the question, how do you change your minimum payout? That's a pretty simple process. Come up to the top, you'll see this little gearbox here, and then you can just change it right here. You can see set your minimum payout level. Now, if you're running these ASICs, obviously that's the only way to truthfully be profitable when mining Kaspa. You're going to need that. So you're probably going to want to set this up to something around 200, 100, 1,000. I'm probably going to go with 1,000 here, but this is where you would set your payout levels for it. Now, as the block reward drops, you're probably going to reduce this over the next couple years to maybe only 1 Kaspa or something, because the hash rate is going to pick up. It's going to be a lot harder to find that, and the block rewards are shrinking every single month, which works to a full halving event every 1 year. So it will start dropping over time, but right now you're probably going to want more than just 10. All right, guys, so hopefully this video did help you out. Are you mining Kaspa right now? Are you ordering up a bunch of them Kaspa ASICs? Are you on the sidelines debating what should you do at this point in time? Thank you for checking out this video. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.